Hello, welcome to the Pain-Free Living Summit. We have so many guest speakers with you, or for you, sorry, this coming event. My name is Renee Harrison. I'm your host, and I'm really glad that you're here. You'll be hearing from all of our speakers these amazing stories of healing in many ways to live pain-free, which will be demonstrated. These 21 speakers have had their own experiences and have gained knowledge that they would like to share with you on how to end pain now and find out what works for you. I'm your host of the Pain-Free Living Summit. I'm a speaker, writer, wellness facilitator, and an integrative nutrition health coach. I have a passion for helping people connect with mentors and healers. My guest today is Karen Roth. She's a professional nutritional consultant and has been since 2007. She's achieved a Master's of Science in Holistic Nutrition from Hawthorne University after completing her undergraduate work at UC Irvine. With over a decade of working with clients, Karen's expertise has broadened to address the effects of nutrition on a wide variety of bodily disorders and symptoms, with the majority of her clientele suffering from hormone disruption and autoimmune disorders. As a holistic practitioner, she addresses specific bodily issues with safe, natural, and nutrition-based recommendations, which consider each person's unique makeup, including metabolism, physical sensitivities, and their daily routine. Her expansive knowledge is backed by ongoing training and literally hundreds of client success stories to empower others to take an active role in their own wellness. Her strengths is that she believes that health problems of any kind are alleviated and sometimes even resolved through simple nutrition and lifestyle adjustments. She's been featured on CBS News, ABC News, SCV Today, Vegetarian Times Magazine, Men's Health Magazine, Health and Wellness Magazine, and she's been interviewed in podcasts and radio programs. Welcome, Karen. That was a mouthful.
I know, my gosh. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I would love to be able to draw you out and find out how it is that you came to be a nutritionist and especially specializing in hormone balancing and the weight management.
Well, it resulted, I changed my course of path in the corporate world that I was working in after I suffered an injury that left me with a broken jaw and a broken mandible bone, wow, which is the bone that holds the bottom teeth in place. And I was wired shut for 8 weeks, and I was given absolutely no direction on how to nourish myself from any of my providers.
Wow.
None of them. So I went 8 weeks with practically eating nothing. Everything had to be liquid. And I just thought, that was, I just thought, that it could have been much worse. I could have had a broken neck. I could have become paralyzed.
Yeah.
Because the way I landed on my chin. So I decided, I just wanted to get back into something that I enjoy doing, and started, looking at schools, culinary schools, and then nutrition schools. And I ended up, enrolling in Hawthorne and keeping my day job while I finished my degree. It took me about 2.5 years. And then I heard a speaker, in my one of my lectures at school, and it was Dr. Joseph Collins, who specialized in hormones. And that's what got me really intrigued with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what I've been doing since 2007.
So as you're working with your clientele, I can imagine that you're starting to see that there's, environmentally, there's triggers, there's things that contribute. And so would you like to speak to that?
Absolutely. I wasn't really addressing environmental toxins in the beginning of my career until one day, I do hormone testing, and my client started showing up with really high testosterone levels. Mm-hmm. And it typically in a year's time, I might see 2 or 3 women with elevated testosterone. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing like every 3rd woman come in with elevated testosterone. Mm. So I I was thinking, conspiracy theorists. I'm like, what are they putting in our water here? And then I just happened to read a study, or not a study, but it was an article by somebody that I got in my inbox about triclosan. And triclosan is it's an ingredient that's used in antibacterial and antimicrobial products. And at this time, when this was all happening in my practice, this was the time when women started carrying those little hand sanitizer clips onto their purses. It's when grocery stores started putting out hand wipes at the grocery cart pickup. And so everybody was over sanitizing everything. And so that got me to thinking about other things that may be disruption. Triclosan, like we talk about, can be in anything called antimicrobial. So that could even be in your cutting boards that you cut your food on. It could be in workout wear that you wear to the gym. So it's kind of hidden in a lot of places. And the more I looked at and studied these, I call them environmental toxins, but they're everyday. We face them every day. From the moment we wake up, there could be chlorine in our water. There's fragrance and parabens in our body care products. Propane in shaving cream cans. Sodium lauryl sulfate. Oh my gosh, the list goes on and on and on and on. To just literally touching hand receipts that we get when we purchase something. You've probably noticed that there's two types of receipts. There's like paper receipts, and then there's those shiny receipts. The shiny receipts actually have BPA on them.
Oh my gosh.
So you touch that receipt, and you think about people who work in retail or in the grocery store, and they're constantly touching those receipts. Luckily, BPA leaves the body pretty quickly, but if you're constantly putting it in your body unknowingly, you're always going to have some sort of level in your body.
So there's a couple of things that I want to speak to there. Hand sanitizer. I just had my nails done because I'm getting a photo shoot on the weekend, and she was using the hand sanitizer on my hands. So there's another place that you can get in contact with that. But also BPA, is that the one from plastics and so on that gets lodged in breast tissue?
BPA is what is in plastic, is leached from plastic. What gets into the breast tissues are parabens.
Parabens, okay.
So, and the parabens are, they give product a long shelf life. So they are in shampoo, conditioners, hand lotion, soap, and they come in many forms. So you do have methylparaben, polyparaben. I think there's a couple more parabens, but anyway, it's just any long word that ends in paraben. Those are the ones that they have found literally in 99% of all breast cancer tumors tested. They found parabens. Okay.
And that's something that can be passed through the breast milk, I would imagine, as well, right?
I would certainly think so. I can't honestly say that I know that for sure, but yeah, I would think so.
Tomorrow I'm interviewing Donna McIntosh, and she's from Stop Breast Cancer Now. So she'll be filling me in on the statistics of breast cancer and what they're finding. So yeah, the information's coming for the summit.
Now, that would be interesting, too, that I recently pulled down some statistics about that there's fragrance been found in human fat cells. So I guess that would also be stored in breast tissue as well.
I would think so. I'll ask her that. Yeah. So I have so many questions for you because I'm an integrative nutrition health coach, and so nutrition is basically what I geek on. So yeah, you had a chapter 6 of your book that talks about toxins, like the environmental toxins and so on. And one of the things that I teach clients is about off-gassing and other things. So we come in contact with so many different things. Do you have, would you take some time now and have some things that you can tell us about that we can watch for?
Absolutely. So, off-gassing, well, for example, if you buy a new car, there's a warning label on the window of the driver's side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a warning label that basically, it's a long paragraph, but it basically says the off-gassing of the materials made in making this car, this vehicle, are known to cause cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So what that new car smell we think means fresh is really toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you go into a brand new building, like that is sealed, solidly tight, you've got new carpet, you've got new paint, new furniture, like leather, can
Mm-hmm.
off gas for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you can just visually think about sitting on the freeway and a car with bad exhaust is coming in through the vents of your car, that's kind of what's happening with entering a building that has fresh new carpet and new paint and is tightly sealed. One of the other things are shower curtains.
Oh yeah.
Shower mats.
Yeah.
I recently had to replace my shower mat, and I couldn't find a cloth one like I had, and I brought home a plastic one which smelled so bad. I let it sit outside for a good week, and it didn't even off gas outside.
Wow.
So I eventually found a cloth one online that I could buy. So we have to think about closed environments and where we're getting those off gassings.
Mm-hmm.
So shower is a closed environment, a car is a closed environment.
Mm-hmm.
And places we may work, a furniture store, car dealership,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, workplaces for sure. Not just our homes; it's everywhere, isn't it? Doctors' offices and every enclosed environment that we end up in.
I think about public restrooms where they have air freshener, I use that term lightly, plugged in that's automatically squirting stuff into the air, like every 30 seconds.
Yes.
It's drip, drip, drip.
Yes. Yes. So people are ending up with more sensitivities and allergies and all kinds of triggers.
Oh, migraines, sinus issues. You have to figure that, our body is very, very good at protecting us.
Mm.
So that if you would smoke a cigarette, you're smoking in poison.
Mm-hmm.
So your body knows how to handle that to protect you from dying right away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's stored in your fat cells. And you think about, you could live a clean life. You could have no chemicals in your food, no hormones in your food, no pesticides if you buy all organic. But then, you go out into the world and you are going to be exposed to stuff just in the sheer reason of living, getting into an elevator with someone with heavy cologne on.
That's a trigger for me. I get migraines walking past a perfume counter even.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Fragrance is considered a proprietary, So a company doesn't have to tell you what they use to manufacture and create that scent. And there's over 2,000 chemicals used in the fragrance world.
Oh, so yeah, they don't have to list them all, so we don't even know what's in them. Yeah. Well, that what you're saying is actually reminding me too about triggers that we're getting from the scents and things that are in our environment can trigger hormone imbalances. And so you're saying that the increase of women that were coming in with male hormone testosterone showing up in their results. Would you say that that's probably why? Like some of the other environmental places we can ingest something would be like you were saying. I highlighted that because it was like, what? Starbucks. You go and get your daily coffee. I'm like, tell us about that.
Okay, so yes, so plastic, they're not going away, and they are everywhere. Mm-hmm. There's plastic straws, plastic cups. The number 6 plastic, there's the number 3 and number 6. Mm-hmm. They are the most dangerous plastics. And those plastics happen to be what 99% of all coffee cup lids are.
Mm.
And so you think about drinking your hot coffee through that plastic lid.
Yeah, I don't want to now.
I know. And then I think it's the three that is, it's either 3 or 6 that children's toys are made from.
Mm.
So we think about, children chewing on their toys, licking their toys.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad, but the plastics the most dangerous, if you want to not feel so overwhelmed, are the 6s. So that's the coffee cup lid. So if you go to Starbucks daily, you can buy coffee cup lids that are made with a safe 4. There are companies that actually make them and sell them. You can take in your own coffee cup.
So number 4, you said?
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay. I'm going to write that down. I want to take notes.
There's a company that I ran into called, can I show something on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So this company is called Repurpose, and she gave me a box of straws. So they make coffee cups that have no BP lining on the inside, mm-hmm. and the coffee lids that are made from plants. This is made from BPA free, made from plants.
Okay, awesome.
And these are totally environmental friendly, breaks down very easily.
Okay.
The other serious plastic is styrofoam.
Okay.
So if you think about takeout food, if you go get a cup of coffee at like a gas station, it's probably going to be a styrofoam cup. If you go and get takeout food at a restaurant, it's most likely in a styrofoam clamshell. So hot food touching that.
Yeah.
So those are pretty dangerous. So I know we're in a fast world where everything we're going to grabbing, grabbing. But I think the key takeaway is to just protect your home, where you spend most of your time.
Yeah.
If you spend most of your time at work and they have bad, hand soap, you can take in your own hand soap. There are definitely clean and safe hand sanitizers. I love Clean Well. They make a hand sanitizer from thyme.
Oh, I haven't heard of that either. Okay, Clean Well.
Clean Well. They make hand wipes. They make hand foam, and then little hand sanitizers you can carry in your purse.
Awesome. Okay. And I think I'm going to be bringing a stainless steel cup when I go and get a coffee from the takeout places from now on, because I'm not interested in ingesting plastics. Yeah. Another thing too that you said there that jumped out at me, and it reminded me actually of a time where it was kind of painful for my kids, right? So we can protect our kids now that we have this knowledge that you're giving us. Thank you so much. They went to a birthday party, and I have an older one and twins. They're all boys. They went to their friend's birthday party, and the goodie bags that they give out at the end?
Right.
There was plastic doodads, bracelet or necklace or something in there. I can't recall, but when they were younger, they used to put things in their mouth a lot. And one of them, it was a toy from China, it said on it. And he put it in his mouth, and his whole mouth went all red, and it burned. And he was telling me he could feel the physical sensation of it burning. So we threw out the plastic, right? But I was always wondering what was in that, So, yeah. Thank you for alerting me. I'll be doing some research on that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard that before, but that makes sense. It could have been the dyes too. I mean, children's foods and children's toys and anything that's sold to a child is typically very colorful. Mm-hmm. It draws their attention. Mm-hmm. So if you have a child and they see Fruit Loops on the shelf, they're going to be drawn to that because of the colors. Mm-hmm. And I saw an interesting thing years ago. Hoda Kotb, she's a newscaster on a morning show. Mm-hmm. She had a show, and I forget what it was called, but I'll never forget this one episode. She had different children separately, and she gave them a choice between a banana and a rock, and the rock had Smurf stickers all over it. And every child picked the rock over the banana. Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. And she's like, what would you like to eat? And they chose the rock.
Yikes. Yeah, they are wired, aren't they, from a very young age to go to things that have familiar faces and so on. I remember a scare with vitamin heads and stuff. They had Bart Simpson and other recognizable faces on vitamins, but the vitamins themselves had things in them that weren't very healthy for the kids. So I alerted all of my children, to watch for things like that.
Right.
Yeah, just it
Wow.
comes at us from all over the everyday exposure. And that's a topic that you picked today, everyday exposure to chemicals that lead to an imbalance of hormones and the assault of the immune system. So really, like, it affects the immune system as well.
Absolutely. So your body has got to store those toxins somewhere. So over time, depending on how weak or how strong your system is, you can start to break down and start to have certain um, pains. So you might go to the doctor, and this happens a lot with clients I see, and they're told it's all in their head. They can't find anything wrong with them. And then they just slap on a sticker and say it's undifferentiated autoimmune disorder.
Oh,
And
okay.
then that just means they're just not sure what to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do with those clients is I find out where are they being assaulted. And typically we'll see, depending on, what part of the country. I mean, now I'm in San Diego, but when I was in Los Angeles, we lived in an environment and where I had my office where we had a lot of ants. It just was how it was. People had ants. So exterminators did a really good job there. So you might have someone who has it set up to come every month and spray around your house. And then Glade air fresheners. They plug into the walls that just emit these chemicals, throughout your house. Fabric softener sheets that we use every day that leaves those residues on your clothing that you wear right up against your skin. So yes, when we start to, clean up one's environment, that includes cleaning products too. So like, I'm thinking particularly about this one client of mine that was just so desperate. And she had an exterminator once a month. She used Lysol. She used Windex, and she used bleach, and she put I forget what the brand is, but you know how you can buy this powder to sprinkle on your carpet, and then Air Fresh, yeah. And then so she was using that. She used Febreze all over her furniture because she had animals who sat on her furniture. And so, I mean, if you just think about from the moment you get up in the morning until you go back to bed and you're in your house, that's, you're constantly being assaulted with that. And she got a reverse diagnosis.
Wow.
The doctor, she wouldn't go on medications, but he said, you have to come back in 4 months. Yeah. And that's just, he wanted to keep an eye on her. She came back, had the blood work done, and all of her numbers had come down. And that was just by removing stuff.
Yeah, that's amazing. Good one on you. You're reminding me also, my oldest, when he was 2 years old, he borrowed, it was wintertime here in Canada, and he borrowed a toque from his best buddy. And that house, they use bounce sheets in the dryer. He came home to me and he had a big red forehead, and I was like, what happened? What have you been in contact with? And he's that child that used to get hives from touching anything with weed in it. Like, he was just so sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I found out through, that redness across the head, don't put any bounce or fragrance or downy freshener, anything like that in his clothing, because he really is sensitive and reactive. But he really, we get our children with these sensitivities, I think, to teach us a lot about how the environment is affecting all of us. They're really good little leaders in awareness, I guess, of our environment.
Right. And you have to think about, I mean, they are exposed from day one. We didn't start really using heavy pesticides on our crops until like the 40s. And then it really started doubling by the 60s. So anyone born after, like, I want to say 1970, has had a lot more exposure than those of us born before that in their food alone.
Yes, and I can attest to that. I was born in 1969, and my mom used to say, "I don't know why you have allergies. I don't have any." So,
Right,
yeah,
right.
exactly. So, so we're coming up to our end. It's like been fantastic talking with you, just
Oh, thank
learning
you.
so much. So, a couple of things. People can reach you at www.KarenRothNutrition.com.
Yes.
And is there a free gift that you have for our audience today? And could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, so I have uploaded a chapter from my book that if you go to the link that I sent, you'll be able to download chapter 6, which is the toxic stuff, sidestepping a toxic life.
Mm,
And we've talked about some of the things that are in there, like BPA, but there are other things too that we might not have covered that will be there.
okay.
And that's a free download. And hopefully people will, be able to learn some more information.
Yes. Yeah. And if they want to find out more from you, they can reach you at the website that I provided. And at the end of this, I'll below the video link in the contact with the viewers, there'll be contact information for you plus that link for your free gift.
Awesome. Great. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
You're so welcome. So thank you again, Karen, for joining me today on the Pain Free Living Summit.
All right. Thanks, Renee.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.